Yes. I can have it.
Is there anyone here to speak against this item? We have a gentleman back here and we have Miss Wright. It doesn't matter, whichever wishes to be heard. Please come to the podium, state your name, sign the book. It's not like I don't know who you are, but this is all for the minutes.
My question is, because this is the first time you've ever going to do that. No, I'm not really against it. I've just got some questions because I have property right in front of me. What I want to know is when you put what it's gonna do about water running down into my property, flood mine,
By the way,
not my property.
I'll get with an engineer and we'll make sure. And the reason, that's another reason. I know it falls off in the back. That's why we didn't choose to put any more units toward the back. But I mean, I'll do my due diligence with the engineer to make sure. Where's.
True. Flood, everything.
I'll hire. But at the same time, I don't feel like Bruce and people like that will approve. If I can't make it make sense, they won't approve.
We'll probably require the water to come off the front on the Watts Road.
Well, that's not fine on the front. It goes under the street. When you go up the hill, it's down, you run the street. And then it slopes down. Hill, and then it's been leveled off. And it gets to where they put a fourplex.
Well, the
I just don't know if that many wouldn't create a problem.
the stormwater department will ensure that Lance takes care of the stormwater.
He's saying the stormwater people, that's what I was telling you. I'll hire engineers and we'll draw it up right. Storm, because they'll know those part of the meeting, or they'll know, what, how the water drains.
You know, I mean, there's apartments all in that, they, so I don't have a problem. But I just want to make sure that it's drainage is fixed.
After it's,
Needed.
is there a problem with the drainage up there now?
No.
Okay,
But there's nothing up there.
well,
It's just-
the design criteria is that this project could put no more water on any adjacent property than was put on that property before this project. And so that's where his engineers will have to come in and design it to.
There was a gentleman, there he is.
Sean Grigsby, thanks for letting me speak. Like Mr. Larson, I'm a proponent of affordable housing. I do have three concerns. The one would be the runoff, as the lady just mentioned. Our area over there is known for having that. The second would be the privacy issue. There is a collection of trees between the back of our property and where Mr. Larson would be building. We're concerned about that. Also, the property value is something that we're concerned about. The property value of the houses around going down, unfortunately, because of that. And so those are my three main areas of concern that I wanted to address.
We talked about the water field, part of that. Where's your property?
So you'll be building right here. We are directly back here.
Okay, all these woods and everything you see here, we're not gonna touch you.
Okay.
We're gonna just do this front part, so you won't see, this is gonna be undisturbed. As far as being able to see anything different from here, you won't be able to see.
So you're just gonna put them on the street and affect
That's
those.
all we're gonna do.
Okay.
As far as property value, so our plan is with this, it's more of a modern look. I don't know how to tell what it, but it's gonna look more modern. It's not gonna look like apartments that are there. It's not gonna look like a lot of apartments in Benton. These are more of
It's not like
no, it's a more of a modern look. Me, I think it'll address the area up a little bit as far as, just because it's different than actually. They're in Benton, they're not really like, it's a little bit different.
Are there other questions from the commission? Is there anyone else here that wishes to speak on this item? I would entertain a motion from the commission in regard to item A2011 Watts Road rezone. Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Paul West,
Yes.
Brett Chumley, Lois Burns, Darrell Wood, John Clement,
Yes.
Emily Gibson,
Yes.
Cindy Warford.
We have 7 yes. Item passes. Moving on to item B, 15228 I-30 rezone from C3 and R5 to C3. Chelsea, if you would please read the request.
Dawn and Diana Young, property owners, is requesting approval of a rezone to have 15228 Property is currently zoned R5 and C3 with multifamily service commercial. They are requesting this property be rezoned to C3 only with the service commercial. All questions coming from Big Utilities, City of Benton. This is the Blue Haven property, just so everyone.
Thanks, Chelsea. Yes, Commissioner Gibson. Commissioner Gibson wishes to recuse. I would ask if you would please leave the room. Ms. Young, thanks for being here. Or Ms. Bray, excuse me. I was close.
That's okay. Either works.
Please speak on behalf of this item.
Okay. I think we did a presentation before on this, but just for the benefit of whoever might be here for this, I'm gonna briefly try to run through it again. In 1998, we rezoned this property to highway commercial on behalf of Kay here. For whatever reason, whether the city never got it to Metro Plan or whether Metro Plan through its own oversight never included it on the map, not from 1998, not the next year, the next year, the next year, the next year. And here we are in 2025, and it's still not on the map. In 2017, the city saw fit to rezone the entire city and approve an entire new map and an entire new zoning classification, so that anything that was then highway commercial would now be C3. And anything that was, I think, RM 1.75 was the multifamily classification, then is now R5, which is multifamily. We didn't find out about that until they closed a part of Hester Drive, created a cul-de-sac for the benefit of anyone who might want to build on those interior lots. And applied for one parcel number for the entirety of that thing instead of having it break up into multiple parcels, which just didn't make sense. So additionally, when they were adding on to Blue Heaven, they were given permission to expand the building. Part of that building, and I just got a lot left. Part of that building is now built on what is R5 multifamily, which would make it out of compliance. So what we're trying to do now is to address the issue that was never addressed in 1998, put it all back to highway commercial, and make the restaurant building commercial like it should be instead of multifamily. I would like to take this opportunity to address some rampant misinformation that went around Facebook this week. There is no truck stop. There are no apartments. There was one ancient and inaccurate map, I guess. I don't know who submitted it. As far as I know, I am the only one that has ever represented this property. And the map that was circulating online is not one that I have ever created nor submitted to the city. To address the public map, the one on the GIS, what is that called? Where it shows the lot and it just says new sub. That makes it look like a new subdivision. I saw it. I think I called you. I think I might have also called MetroPlan and said, this is not a subdivision. What are you doing? That is the holding language because the new parcel number has not been assigned yet. When that new parcel number is assigned, that's what will show up on that GIS map. So hopefully that answers and clears up some of just the rumor mill that was the internet this week. There are no plans to build anything. It is a restaurant. It is remaining a restaurant. I guess that's it.
Great. Thanks, Ms. Bray. Is there anyone here wishing to speak against this item? If there are none, I would entertain motion. We have a motion. Is there a second? And a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
She's abstained. We have 6 yes and 1 abstention. The item passes. Moving on to item C, 2319, Kelsel Circle rezone from R2 to C2. Chelsea, please read the request. Yes, Pam needs to be here. I am sorry. Commissioner Gibson. Calling Commissioner Gibson. Thank you. You may read the request.
Roshner Nance.
Yeah. Ron Rosenman is requesting approval of a rezone at 2319 Council Circle. Property is currently zoned R2, which is single family district attached housing. He is requesting this property be rezoned to C2, which is general commercial. All questions and comments from the utility since the event have been approved. I did want to let you guys know, I did get a letter from the adjoining property owner. He's spoken to Mr. Rosenman and he is in support of the effort to locate a location.
Thanks for being here, Ron. If you would please present this item and then we will ask you questions should we have them.
Sure. So New Rent Trailer Rentals is a automated style trailer rental facility. It's all gated, automated by key and phone app. We've been up and running since April, out in my backyard. So I bought this lot to rezone it, to bring it online with the company out of San Antonio that allows me to do this properly.
Are there questions from the commission? Is there anyone here wishing to speak against this item? If there are none, I would entertain a motion. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
We have item passes. Moving on to item D, 825 North Main, rezone from R2 to C1. Chelsea, if you would please read the request.
They're requesting this property be rezoned to C1, which is not commercial. All questions, comments, from big utilities and city of Benton have been approved.
Thanks, Chelsea. Robert, if you would please state your name and sign the book.
Robert Scott.
Thank you.
I'll answer any questions you have. We've been in business here for 32 years. And so I guess we always operated when we went in 1994 under a conditional use permit for that area. Saline Med Peds is next door, Pinnacle Behaviors behind us, Northside's over there, Saline Memorial. So we're just mainly doing this update for valuation purposes. And so, but I'll be glad to answer any questions. In the past, when we have renovated or done construction, being zoned to commercial would make it a little bit easier on some of the contractors. They emphasize that, and we've worked with the city on compliance on everything that we've done, but some of the contractors have said that it would be a little bit easier for them if they work under a commercial zone.
Thanks, Robert. Are there questions from the commission? I do need to give anyone who might wish to speak against this item the opportunity to speak. Being none, now I would entertain your motion, Commissioner West. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Thanks, Mr. Scott. Item E, Silica Heights would rezone from AG to C2. Chelsea, please read the request.
Hope Consulting on behalf of Javo Property, I'm sorry, is this the Havens? Hope Consulting on behalf of, Todd Havens, who is known to be the property owner contingent upon this rezone approval, requesting approval of a rezone at parcels number 805-198-66-000, parcel number 805-198-68-000, and parcel number 805-198-67-000. Property is currently zoned AG, which is agriculture. They're requesting this property be rezoned to C2, which is general commercial. All questions, comments from Benton Utilities, City of Benton.
Thanks, Chelsea. Jonathan, are you representing this item? For the record, please state your name, sign the book.
So Jonathan Hope, Hope Consulting, this property is currently zoned agricultural. We're proposing to rezone the west 285 feet. That's approximately 4 acres. So the corner and then that section going south. Silica Heights has got a lot of different zoning. It's kind of an area where you've got R2, R3, R5, agricultural, C1, just south of us, C2 right across the street. Highway 35 gets about 100 cars a day. Silica Heights get 1,100. So this corner is a great spot for commercial, either restaurant, gas station, small grocery store. So that's our goal, is to propose it for something that would fit in this C2 zone.
Thanks, Jonathan. Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item? Is there any questions from the commission?
So seems like I've done this previous. So as soon, and as soon, and as soon as this closes, the parcel would at that moment be split. We would go through the process of getting that split. A lot of the bigger parcels, like on the interstate, for example, you'll have approximately 300 feet that's zoned commercial, and in the back, you know, whether it's R1, R2, R3, some of the bigger parcels are also zoned in that manner. So if this is approved, we would come back and replat it and get that put into its own parcel. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Is there a motion from the commission? Motion to approve. Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll. Yes. We have 7 yes. Item passes. Moving on to item F, Scott Salem Road Village, Kendall Corner preliminary plat. Chelsea, please read the request.
Because they want to make sure that their project get approval before they, I guess, pay to have it annexed. But Health Consulting on behalf of Mako Builders is requesting approval of preliminary plat for Scott Salem Road Village for Kendall's Corner. While fees have been paid, requirements have been met in accordance with City of Benton subdivision ordinance. City of Benton staff and utility staff questions, comments have all been addressed and approved. I did also want to mention, you guys had 4 emails in your packet that were opposing the development. I got 5 more. So it's probably one of them.
All 9 emails opposing. Thank you. Yes, Pam.
Territorial jurisdiction outside the city, so I don't have jurisdiction to make a decision on this until after the annexation. So unlike the board, when we could have, you know, deal with this and then do the annexation, I think since have to do that law. You're gonna have to annex first and then come to us.
Well, I don't, and I'm not a lawyer. You're a lawyer. I'm not 100% sure about that. I have not heard that today. You know, the goal here is obviously to extend Benton water and sewer to serve this project. And I think doing that and bringing this into the city will then trigger the pre-annexation of other properties in this area. I think that it is, you know, something that we've worked through here, and I think I've proposed this at other cities, but the meetings haven't happened yet. But this is a proposal for annexation, but we have to get the approval first for the plat. There's no, this.
And so, but not objecting to the annex, I'm objecting. I just don't think that we can do this. The legislature did this to us. On record saying it's bad.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah.
Outside. Do that. Have to annex first.
So, I mean, all I'm asking for is a contingent. That's all we're asking for. The annexation's coming right after that, so we're not asking for anything to be signed, filed, anything right now. This is just preliminary.
Go ahead, Bruce. Yes.
Sure.
Jonathan, does it make sense to you to table this for clarification? Because we don't want to get the cart before the horse here. We're all for you. Don't get me wrong. I think it needs to be annexed, but I don't want to imply that we have approved something for annexation out of school.
Sure.
Tell me what you're thinking in regard to what's wrong with that, because I could tell that you did not particularly agree.
Well, I just haven't had this pushback yet. So I know this law was just passed a few months ago, so or went into effect in August. But you know, in doing this, in proposing to extend water and sewer, you know, obviously you guys have probably not run into this either. This is probably the first one. But in the situation where most of these transactions happen, most of these flats happen, almost all of them are coming to you with projects that are contingent that haven't closed. The ones on the agenda tonight, you know, my preliminary flats, they're all contingent on closing. Silica Heights, they just got approved, for example. It's contingent on your approval. So these projects coming to you like this annexation and project coming after, I know you're saying cart before the horse, but that's typically how this works is a project approval and then a closing. Right.
Stuff that I think we don't have the board to be a contingent approval on this until after the annexation. Probably the annexation, we could approve the plan at the same meeting.
Right. I just understand. Mhm. Right. Sure. Do you have any thoughts? Did he- Right. Okay. So I guess our next step would be to try to put into motion the annexation process. Hopefully the landowners, everybody will agree to do that.
Understand, we're on the same team and we're plowing some new ground here. And what I would like to avoid is ending up in the courtroom having to argue it based on a decision that this body happened to make.
Sure.
And so I had just as soon err on the side of caution, which will save you time and money and us time and money as well. I just want to make the right call.
Sure.
And I sincerely, Commissioner Gibson, I do not know what the right call is.
Well, I mean, we can table it till next meeting, but my thoughts are the annexation process may take just a little bit longer. Right.
That would make me more comfortable.
Sure.
Jonathan, I think it should make you comfortable as well because you're not the only one. You were simply the first one, and
Right.
that is unfortunate.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
You would
I think a motion would be appropriate at this point. Pending conversation with city attorney. So you can structure the motion in that regard. Do I hear a second? We have a motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll. Yes. We have 7 yes. The table passes, and Jonathan, understand we're not against you here. We're on your team. We want to do it correctly. Thank you. Moving on to item G, Cottage Walk, Phase 1, final plat. Thank you, Chelsea. Jonathan, is this one yours as well?
Yes.
Just sign the book for the record.
Okay, this property is located on North Shore. We're about quarter-mile west of the Benton Parkway here. This development served by Benton Utilities for water, sewer, and electric. All the work is completed. I think the DRC staff all signed off on everything, just everything's done, just waiting on your final blessing.
That we have seen this. Are there questions from the commission? Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this item? Go ahead.
Now, where do you live? Off the exit. Gotcha. Gotcha. I mean. Hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean, you're quite a ways from us, right? I mean, Chris Drive is. Okay, okay. So they did definitely have some issues with runoff. When they started the project, they completed it. They hadn't had the detention pond built, which caused, we had that flood in April, which caused a lot of problems. When they cleared it, then all of a sudden we had 17, 14 inches of rain within 3 days. So we definitely had some problems. Since then, I mean, I have not heard anything negative other than the adjacent neighbor that's on North Shore that's kind of, you know, you can look at the previous topo maps. He's been at the bottom of the hill since the beginning of time. He has vocalized a lot. North Shore Ridge. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. So the water that's coming off of our project through the detention pond is exiting south and west. So it goes through the old subdivision, St. Andrews Woods, where it goes underground into their system. Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and then same thing, North Shore Ridge, the new 65 lots on North Shore, that detention pond exits southeast, also goes through St. Andrews Woods and ends up in that same. So this is actually a lot better than it was 4 months ago. Now that they've got the detention pond all done, you know, it'll get better once they have grass in the yard and houses. I just hadn't heard any negative until this point, honestly. Yeah. 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 Mhm. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Sure. And I'll say this, like, so as we had during construction, and the fact that we did not get the pond built, we went ahead and gave up another lot. So this pond that was built and finished you get another lot. Or since we've already an issue.
Are there other questions from the commissions? Is there, go ahead, Commissioner Gibson.
Yes, ma'am. Correct. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Right. Oh, it's way bigger than the 100-year storm. Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's I think 85% bigger than your ordinance. It's very. We just got 10 inches of rain, so.
I think better said, maybe you were caught unprepared. Thank you. Thank you. Shelley, don't quote him on that. All right.
Sure.
Any other questions from the?
Thank you. Yes, sir. And the next phase is going to have another big one. Oh, yeah, yeah. You guys don't let that happen. Absolutely.
Do I hear a motion on this item? We have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Shelley, please call the roll.
Yes.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Moving on to item H, the Grove at Centennial Valley, Phase 5, ETJ final plat. Is there someone here representing this item? Shocker, Jonathan Ho. Certainly. Chelsea, if you would please read the request. Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you. So this project, which is, we're in our obviously fifth phase. You guys have seen this before. Benton sewer, water use. And all the work is completed.
Are there questions from the commission? Is there anyone here in opposition to this item? Being none, I would entertain a motion. Motion to approve. Is there a second? A motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Moving
Thank you.
on to item I, Panther Cove, final plat. No worries. Please read the request for item I, Panther Cove, final. Thank you.
Brian Dale, Joe White and Associates, here to represent this application.
Are there questions from the commission?
The number of, final number of lots.
30. I'll take this in that. Well, I tried to buy it, but it wanted too much money for it.
Are there any other questions or comments? Being none, I would ask if there's anyone here to speak against this item. Sitting out there instead of up here, it would be me. However, I will remain silent. I live just a few yards from there. I would entertain a motion. Have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Moving on to item 7, other business, rezone for conditional use fee and notice updates. Vote needed in parentheses. Chelsea, if you could enlighten us on this item. Are there comments from the commission? Basically, just covers our costs.
Well, and the new signs that the rezone signs now have dated the meeting. So it's a one shot. No, it's a spot where they, right, so it's a one shot.
Yes, it does say we have vote is needed. Have a motion for approval, item 7-8. Is there a second? Motion and a second. Chelsea, please call the roll.
Yes.
We have 7 yes, the item passes. Moving on to item 7B, discussion only, proposed ordinance changes.
It's to maintain the requirements that we already have. For
Chelsea. In the verbiage and conditions, the requirements as specified in 1456 and 14.
no. I mean, we can still be on that.
Or read. Of the amendments that you're gonna add to 1456 and 42, because that's state law. So you can't just not roll it on.
Our detail under conditional use includes what 1456.
Well, that's what I thought.
It includes that. Where we started having issues, everybody goes online now. And everybody fills out their own paperwork. And everybody does their own mail outs. And there was some confusion that came up and things were not getting handled and we didn't know about it until 4 days before the meetings. And so we went back and looked and where did you know to do this? And so we were just trying to, the conditional use permit public notice is spelled out in finite detail. And it includes the mail outs. The 1456, 422 does not include mail outs. This includes, the way I read it, just includes the notice in the newspaper. So, and whatever's right, we just wanted them to be the same. Needs to be looked
So
at.
you want
That's what, anytime anybody requests a rezone, yeah, I think there needs to be, I mean, I'm all about transparency.
I don't think legally you can tell people that we don't have to comply with open fifty section, but if you want to spell out what that says in the ordinance, that I don't have any problem with that. What you're gonna run into is if the legislature ever amends 1456 122, gotta redo it.
I think, Commissioner Gibson, one of the issues is that our citizens have been reading things on the website that were not quite accurate and acting on those inaccuracies, thinking that they were in compliance when in fact they were not. Therefore, holding up their project until the next meeting, and it really was not their fault. However, we still had to do what we had to do when something was not in compliance, even though they had interpreted accurately according to the website, but inaccurately according to our laws and procedures. So hopefully this might clear that up and folks would not be held up in the future. Bruce and Chelsea, did I say that correctly? Okay. And Chelsea, did you say that you needed a motion and a vote on that item? All right. Could I hear a motion on item 7B? Proposed ordinance changes for clarification to the public. So do we need to vote on that tonight? Or are we going to have a motion to table until the November meeting? Well, so we have a motion to approve that in quotes. And then with Chelsea, I'm still trying to understand precisely what the definition of yada, yada, yada happens to be. Never mind. So we have a motion from Commissioner West to pass that in quote. I hear a second for that. We have a second for that. Chelsea, please call the roll. Motion passes. Do I hear a motion to adjourn? I am so sorry. Well, no, it's
Let's just do, I would like to, for the commission to consider the fact that R2 single family residential also includes attached housing, which with a 2,500 square foot minimum lot size. Me, those don't fit together. And I would like it to be reviewed and maybe some discussion. This came to light recently when a neighborhood, there's a lot in the neighborhood and the owner of the lot wants to put 2,500 square foot attached housing in this residential R2 neighborhood. Attached. The townhome. But each individual townhome is also 2,500 square foot is the lot size. It's included in the R2 designation. I went into Chelsea, I said, this can't be. I think it's, yeah, it is, here it is. Yes.
Is there not some recent state legislation to that effect as well? Accessory, thank you. Thank you. That, these are attached to those. Thank you.
Or move it into another zoning, move it into multifamily or something that's more dense. A more dense environment. They are individually owned. Yeah. Or maybe it's a conditional use that gets approved by this body. At this point, though, there's no regulation at all. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's either it's 7,000 or it's 6,000 or it's 2,500. That was my concern when I saw it. It's a vast array of different lot sizes. Um, or it could be conditional, like we do a lot of things. It could be so that the public has the opportunity to voice an opinion and y'all have an opportunity to review it. Because right now it's legal. Proposing for y'all to sort something out and give us a proposal or what you think. I know.
I think it just needs to be presented to Baxter and have him give us a preliminary ordinance for consideration and discussion. Because this body can't meet and discuss it. Good.
That was just a discussion. Floating it out there, yada, yada, yada.
Thank you, Bruce. Chelsea, can I ask for a motion to adjourn? Thank you. Motion to adjourn, please. We have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor, please say aye. We stand adjourned. Once a week.
It's still in there.